If you use a strop, you've probably heard that a wooden strop is harder and more aggressive than leather. That makes sense. But still, I put both under the microscope, and one of them is behaving like a 253,000 grit diamond stone, which doesn't exist. First, however, a quick word on why people use wooden strops. The most common argument you'll hear is that a hard, flat substrate produces less convexing of the edge than a soft, compliant medium like leather. Testing convexing directly would need cross-section geometry, and that's a separate video. What I can test here is something more fundamental, whether the substrate itself changes how the compound behaves on the edge. Before we get to the data, let me show you how I made these. I started with a rough basswood block, and with great effort and quite a bit of spat, I sawed those into two similar smaller blocks. You can see that I'm not a professional. I'm already getting tired. Change sides. Almost there. And yes, we have arrived. Then I sanded down the surfaces. And to do that, I used a progression of sanding paper. So first 80 grit, then 120 grit, and 200, and finally I finished with 400 grit sandpaper. That's still not very fine, but I didn't have any finer sanding paper, so I stopped there. It will have to do. Then I loaded all the sides of the two strops with a different compound. So one for each step in the progression we're about to run. So here is the protocol. I'm sharpening a Spyderco Delica on a 1000 grit sharpened diamond plate to establish a consistent baseline. From that baseline, I run two parallel tests. A 6 micron diamond compound on wood and a 6 micron diamond compound on leather. And then I add a benchmark, a 400 mesh DMT diamond stone. So the reason this matters is that the DMT diamond mesh is the same mesh used in the 6 micron compound on the strops. So we have three substrates carrying particles of the same size, an electroplated diamond stone, a hard wooden carrier, and a soft leather carrier. Before I trusted the compound, I checked it under the microscope. So as you can see, there are truly plenty of diamonds. Actually, there is an enormous amount of diamonds. I've seen many emulsions with very disappointing amount of diamonds. This is different. And furthermore, the particle size is also very good. It sits cleanly within the mesh specification. It's the first time I look at this diamond emulsion, and I'm actually very pleasantly surprised. So after the 6 micron step, I continue the progression on both substrates with 4 micron Jandy polydiamond emulsion, then 1.5 micron Badak diamond paste, and then 0.5 Jandy and 0.1 micron Jandy. So same compounds, same order on both wood and leather. So first I sharpened on the 1000 grit sharpened stone. I try to be very careful about keeping my angle. I do not have a fixed angle system, so this will have to do. I'll have to do it manually. And I'm aiming at a 20 dps angle. So here you can see the burr that's been generated by this sharpening, and it is absolutely a beauty. All right, let's start with the wood side. This is the baseline. So it's Spyderco Delica, fresh off the 1000 grit sharpened stone. The scratch pattern is consistent. The direction is uniform and it has predictable depth. And this is the same edge after the 6 micron wood strop. The 1000 grit pattern is largely gone, it's overwritten. The wooden strop is laying down its own scratch pattern, finer than what the diamond plate left behind. That is already very remarkable, but more on that later. So now we go to the leather. Same starting point, just sharpened on the sharpened 1000. So between the wood and the leather strop, I went back to put on a fresh 1000 grit edge. And this is the leather after 6 micron. So this is already different. The sketch pattern from the 1000 grit stone is still there. The leather did not override it. In this picture, you cannot even see anything change. That doesn't mean nothing is happening. The very apex is being refined, it's just not visible. But in terms of working on the broader bevel surface, the wood is acting as an abrasive and the leather is not. Now, let's bring in the 4000 grit DMT diamond stone. So same diamond mesh as the 6 micron compound. So the 4000 stone overrides the 1000 grit pattern in much the same way the wood did with the 6 micron compound. So putting them side by side, the wood and the diamond stone look much more similar to each other than the wood looks to the leather. So that is interesting because the wood is just a substrate carrying loose abrasive put on there. It's same as the leather actually. You can see the substrate is doing significant work here. So we see a difference between wood and leather here. I want to be sure about this, so I want to verify this with a control. So I will put a new edge on the knife, the Sharpal 1000, and then we do 6 micron on wood to make sure the results can be reproduced. By the way, before I show that, each one of those microscope images requires thousands of individual pictures stacked together to build a single in-focus frame. If you find this kind of analysis useful, please hit the like and subscribe button. This would really help the channel. So here on the left we have our 1000 grit baseline, and on the right the wooden strop result. So what do we see? Well, I see refinement, but I do not see the overwritten scratch pattern from the first test. So what is going on here? When I first saw this, I couldn't understand what was happening. Where was this difference coming from? And then it dawned on me, I used the wrong strop. I used the 4 micron and not the 6 micron, much finer, as you can see here, and perhaps even a bit smaller than the grit rating indicates. Anyway, stupid mistake. These strops look very similar. So I redo the control with the actual 6 micron compound. And there it is. The 1000 grit scratch pattern is overwritten, just like the first test. So yes, this is in line with the first image. So now we run the full progression on both substrates. So this is the leather one. After the entire compound progression, you can see a lot of refinement has happened. The biggest scratches are still there, but quite a lot of them, quite a lot of the smaller ones have been smoothed out as well. And this, however, is the wood. The difference is stunning. The wood produces a much smoother finish. At this magnification, almost no scratches are visible anymore. So to make sure I'm not missing anything, here is a version at higher magnification. And yes, the difference is staggering. The wood is behaving much more like a very fine diamond stone than like a strop. What you can also see though is that the very apex on the wood is less refined than you'd expect. This is probably because wood is a much less compliant medium. Outdoor 55 has a video covering exactly this. A compliant medium, like leather, is better at conforming to the apex and working it directly. And here we can actually see that at work. And of course, wooden strops and leather strops aren't mutually exclusive. They're both tools in the sharpening arsenal. So what happens if we take this fully progressed wood edge and run it through the leather progression as well? The edge is even more refined. You can clearly see it on the picture. The bulges are smoother and less scratches at the very edge. All of them together here, you can see them all of them together. Leather alone, wood plus leather. 3 different finishes. So if you're asking what to actually do with this, my recommendation is to run the full wood progression first and then finish on leather to work the apex. The wood does the abrasive work, the leather does the apex work. And then perhaps you can go back to wood to work out any convexing that might have happened. But the bigger point is that wooden strops open up a whole range of combinations that do not exist with stones and leather strops alone. So you can mix them, you can match them, you can swap orders and see what actually works on your edges. That's where the real value and the fun happens. So here's the takeaway. The softer medium, the leather, cuts away less than the wood. The harder medium, the basswood, performs like a very fine, very cheap diamond stone. And here's the punchline. Look at this bench. We have a 3300 grit diamond stone, a 5000 grit diamond stone, a 4000 grit diamond stone, and then a 46,000 grit diamond stone, and even a 253,000 grit diamond stone. The entire progression for €30. Try buying a 253,000 grit diamond stone at the store. You can't. Most of these don't even exist, but here they are, sitting on my bench. If you want diamond stones that go finer than anything money can buy, this is how you get them. So if you want more on stropping and sharpening, I have a series of videos breaking those down. They'll be linked in the description and on the screen right now. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.